Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Side by Side, and most of you might probably know us, but if you don't, I'm Sylvia, I'm a boss babe, and
I'm Courtney, and I'm a proud mom and a content creator. And together,
together
we're
we're Side
side
by
by side.
Side. Now, welcome you guys again to another interview, and we're so excited to always have somebody as a guest to talk about their business experience. So today we are going to have Ron Hart. Just a little background on how we know Ron Hart. He is actually my significant other, just in case anybody was wondering. So that's how I know him. But Courtney also knows him on another level. So if you want to tell them, Courtney.
I've known Ron for about 10 years now, 10, 12 years, through another business project that I'm involved with. All three of us are involved with. And he is a wonderful man. He has a beautiful daughter, and he's a single dad. And I'm going to let him tell you more about that. So let's welcome Ron Hart.
Hi, you guys? Thanks for having me on.
Hi, thank you for being here.
Oh, you're welcome. I appreciate you asking me to do this. It makes me feel pretty honored.
Awesome. So Ron, if you just want to start, just let everybody know what made you or prompted you to be a business owner.
Okay, well, somewhere along the line, I've been in a plastering business for about 30 years. And before that, I had a screen business. And before that, even when I was 14, I was a paper route guy. I was always kind of ambitious. I was always, like even when I had my first dishwashing job, I was the best dishwasher they had. They put me in the best hours, but, my hands corroded, so I couldn't stay on that job. But
nice hands.
Anyway, I've always kind of been an entrepreneurial type of person. I've always wanted more, I've always been reaching for goals that to get what I want. Now, I see people that have great things and I say, you know what, I can get that too. So when the entrepreneurial bug has been in me all my life. So when I became worked for a plastering company, I thought, well, gee, I could do this too. And I started my own business. And then when after doing that for many years, I wanted to find out some other things. So I became a professional financial athlete and I started looking into some side gigs. So I work with a private mentorship group also.
Oh, nice. So then you say you've always had this entrepreneurial bug. So would you say that's something that somebody would need in order to start their own business?
No, I don't think I don't think you need that at all. I think you need a dream. I think you need something that you need to strive for. Because if you don't, like if you've already reached your financial happiness level, there's nothing that's going to push you to do anything more than what you're already doing. If you've already reached a situation where you are completely happy and you have everything you ever wanted, then there's going to be nothing that's going to push you beyond that. So I think that just a good dream is what you need to be able to move forward. If you want more, that is. If you're satisfied where you're at, so be it. And a lot of people are, but I'm never satisfied. I always want more, and I always want better, and I always want different things.
That's great. What would you give an advice for a young man who would like to start a plastering business in this day and age right now? What would you suggest to him?
I would say don't start a plastering business. There's a lot of other things to do, but if you were going to do it, ultimately I learned trial and error. And sometimes my ego and my pride got in my way of asking questions to someone that has already been there for a long time. So I would say have an open mind and be, as ask as many questions as you can. And there's nothing better than experience, obviously. You're going to hit a bunch of bumps in the road when you start something, and you're going to find, you're going to have to go through hard knocks. There's a learning curve to everything, and you have to be willing to go through that. But for a new guy starting out as a plastering contractor, you would just have to start doing the work and learn all facets of it, and then start bringing people on as you meet them and learn who can do what, so that you can start delegating your time, because you can't do everything in a small business. You can't do everything, even though we think we can and we want to. We can't do everything. So we have to find people that are able to do the tasks that we want them to do very good, and then we have to delegate that task to them. But we also have to set up a kind of a vision of what type of business, are we going to be a fast going, get the job done and make the money? Or are we going to go, fast going, quality conscious, detail oriented, making money type of job? And kind of that's what we've done. And I've done throughout this whole business. My guys all know what we wanted to do. I say, it's better to spend more time doing it right the first time than it is to have to go back, because it usually costs more money to go back to fix something. So, yeah.
So a quick question for you, Ron. I know you've always been business minded. Do you have a lot of education behind you, like a degree, or do you need any of that to own your own business?
No. When I grew up in the suburbs, and nobody told me about college. None of my close family members were going to college. Nobody said you should go to college. My mom was busy working and trying to support us all, so she didn't have time to tell us what to do on those fronts, because she didn't have experience in that in herself. So no, I would say, all you need is, like I said, a dream, something that's going to drive you to learn and grow. But I mean, I've learned so much probably in the last 10 years. I've been reading self-help books and positive attitude books and books that people have written on themselves. So, my mentor said that he gets to read a book in, a couple weeks or a month, or even less time, depending on how much time he has to read. And he can learn the whole person's life and all the experience they've gone through in that book. And that's what people do. They put their whole lifetime in a book, and you get to read that and get all that information in like less than a month. So it's really cool. So I would say, no, you don't have to have education or a college degree or anything like that, but you definitely need to have a dream and something to drive you.
Oh.
As I mentioned, you are a single dad. Being a business owner, how do you think that rolled into your daughter, her growing up, watching you build and that
being a big example to her?
Yes.
Well, that's a great question, because I've always been entrepreneurial, and I've always told her, I put her on a budget early on in high school, and so she could learn the value of money and stuff, because up till then she was, getting what she wanted. And then I've always had an entrepreneurial mindset, and it actually somehow it rubbed off on her, because before she was even out of high school, she had a bikini business online where she was buying bikinis. She had a mom friend in her dance classes that was entrepreneurial, and she went down to downtown LA and bought clothes and then sold them for a big write-up. And Callie started her own bikini business online and went and bought bathing suits downtown LA and then sold them online for more money. And then she went to college, and I was recommending college all her life, even though I didn't go. I thought it was a good idea to have a degree, and she decided to go for entrepreneurial business major. So she went to Fullerton and got an entrepreneurial business major degree. And when she got out, she started a online baking business, which is really cool. And then she wasn't liking that, because she wanted more of a kind of an online presence, and that wasn't working, because baking yourself costs a lot of money. So she ran across an old friend from dance also, because she did dance for a whole bunch of years. And her husband was in a marketing business, and she got into this online marketing business, and she just exploded. Her niche was like entrepreneurial it's a startup. So she got in with this startup, and she is now they're calling her the CFO, I think, or the CEO of, she's managing all these people that started this business, and she's, 24 years old, which is amazing. So I think that the entrepreneurial spirit has definitely, been a big part of her life, because that's all we've ever been and I've recommended books and audios and, reading and writing for her. And that's, I definitely think that that's rubbed off on her.
Yep. Kids watch their parents and they just take off.
Exactly.
They take off. And once you're positive minded and feeding them books and being positive around their childhood, they're going to grow up and do great things. You just don't know what it's going to be until they get there. So that's awesome. What book would you recommend someone? What's your favorite book that you've read that you would recommend to someone?
Well, The Magic of Thinking Big is one of the first ones I would do. And then the How to Win Friends and Influence People. And gosh, there's so many right out of the gate, and I can't even recall all the names of them. But I've read so many books since I started my professional financial athlete business, the private mentorship group. Before that, I read fiction and odd books that didn't have anything to do with growth, personal growth. But since, one of the first books I read was Power of Thinking Big and The Magic of Thinking Big, and, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And there was just a number, and ultimately having a mentor, like I have, because the first book I said, what should I do? And he said, read this. And then I said, okay, I'm done with that book. What should I do? Read this. And after a while, I started picking my own books, and they're just, oh, it's so great. I mean, those were the two that I would say the first one. I know I'm missing one right now, but I just can't think of it offhand. There's so many great books though that you can learn from. So
there is definitely. Now, on the topic of books, Ron is an avid reader. He reads books all the time. So if you were talking to somebody and you were talking about books, and they had a question like, why do you read so many books, Ron? What would you tell them? How would you explain you reading so many books?
Well, because I would say that's kind of my college. I go to books to learn and grow, and everything I've got in my business today, I've gotten from books. The way I manage people, the way my personality is towards my business, everything I've got is from books. So I would say the reason I'm, recommending this book is because it's going to help you in your long run pursuit of what your goal is. Books are just so important. I mean, in the background behind you, Sylvia, are a bunch of the books that I've read. So it's really cool that, that picture's up there right now. Because if I forget which ones I read, I can just go back to that file. But those are just some of them. But yeah, no, I would say definitely the reason for reading is to grow and learn. Absolutely. Because you're not going to get anywhere. I mean, also my mentor, and in a couple of books, it's also said, which I'm sure he got it from also, is, the books you're reading today is what you're going to be like in 5 years from now. Just like the people you hang around with is going to be what your income level is in the next 5 years. So it's really good.
Oh, absolutely. I really like how you said that that's your college, because like you said, a lot of people feel that they need to go to college in order to be successful and have their own business. But we're talking to somebody who proves it. You don't have to do that. So that's very valuable for people who are watching this and have that question on their mind. Oh, I have to go to college. And because they promote it, all the time, you have shared with us that yes, it can be done. You don't need that, and that you can still get enriched by reading books. So that's awesome that you shared that with us. Definitely thank you for that. And I hope somebody resonates with that watches this interview. Definitely.
And that's another reason why Sylvia and we do a book report at the end of each month on this, because we want to share with them the knowledge hey, this book could give you this. This book can give you this, just to help others, just like you, Ron. And it's just, books are so valuable, so, so valuable, because I know I wouldn't be where I am today without those books. And just like you and just like Sylvia, we know we couldn't be where we are today without those books, because they are our teachers. I totally resonate with that. Totally.
I like that. Books
We need to make a meme that says that. Books are my college. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that.
Also, books are our teachers, because that's really cool. Because we don't have to pay a college, $50,000 a year in order to learn. We can buy books that are like $20 and $5 and $15 and get just as much knowledge.
Yeah, and you could still own your own business. I'm not saying you could get away with being a doctor, but hey,
nope.
Not everybody wants to be a doctor
either. Definitely not knocking college, because college, like I told my daughter, I think it would be a good idea for you to have a degree. Nowadays, it's a nice idea to have a degree in case, if you're proceeding in life and you need to fall back on something, that's great. But you know what? You don't need a degree to be successful, financially successful, and personally successful. And as we know, happiness is an inside job. So whatever it takes for you to be successful, however you decide, if it's money, if it's financial, if it's financial gain, or if it's just peace of mind, and you make enough money to live a comfortable life for yourself, if that's what you're looking for, that's great.
Perfect.
That's great.
Right?
That's
Happy
awesome.
life right there.
Yes.
That's what it sounds like.
Awesome. I don't have my questions in front of me. My printer broke. So do you have any questions?
You're pretty much a good interviewee, Ron.
Yeah.
So, you've answered,
a lot.
So, I mean, not advice, but what would you tell somebody, that is looking, because the main reason why we're doing this is to encourage and inspire people to own their own business, so they don't get stuck in the 8 to 5, which nothing's wrong with it. A lot of people like that. That's great. But for the ones who want more, like you said, who want to dream, who want to do it, what is something that you would absolutely tell them to inspire them, to encourage them to see the big light bulb, where they could say, I can do this type of thing?
Well, I would say find someone you trust and, take them as a mentor and start reading and listening and following their direction on what to do. Because really you can get to where you want to get to on your own without any mentor or anything. But gosh, how much time will you waste learning stuff that someone else can tell you that they've already been through, I think that a mentor is vital, and the books and the audios and the podcasts and everything. We have so much knowledge now at our fingertips that we can, start using to get ahead. So definitely find a mentor. That would be the best advice.
So just to recap on that, you do absolutely recommend a mentor or a coach or someone to help you along with your journey.
Absolutely, because it's going to save you a ton of time in trial and error, which, trial and error is very good lessons, but sometimes you can actually listen to what other people say and learn from it and not have to go through that same experience because, it's a lot of wasted time.
That's true. That's another good point. Thanks for that.
Yes.
Because people are saying, I don't know where to go, what to do. And if somebody's already done it, then there you go. You're, a portion of the way there.
Yeah.
Right.
Social media is at your fingertips. I mean, what you want to do, you could go there and look for, someone who does acting or someone who does this. Find them and ask them to mentor you, because the worst they could say is no. But you keep looking, you'll find someone who will say yes and is willing to give their time to help you. But mentorship, yes, I'm right there. And I'm sure Sophia is too, because of her mentorship that she gets too.
Mm-hmm.
And Ron. All of us.
Love it. Yeah.
All of us get it.
All of us get it. Definitely.
Yes.
I agree on that note.
Not everybody is entrepreneurial minded, and a lot of people are happy where they're at, which is right on. It's great.
That's why I said it's fine.
Even just what you guys are doing right now is amazing, because you're going to be able to help what if you help one person? That's all you're working for, right? Is
Mhm.
if you can help one person
Yeah.
in their goal or trek to achieve more than what they have. So that's so great.
Yep, it is. Thank you.
That's our goal, just to help.
Even if just we help one person, it's all worth it. It's all
Yeah.
worth it.
Mhm. Exactly.
Giving
Be
back,
there.
giving back.
Giving back.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
That's what, in fact, I think that's a golden rule. That should be a golden rule, like we've heard a lot of golden rules in our lifetime. The golden rule should be give back what you've got, and it doesn't necessarily mean you're not gonna be able to keep it, but it sure helps when you give back to share what you've gotten, to give back the knowledge and stuff that you've acquired over the years, to give back even money, to be able to give money to other people and to help other people if you've been
Mhm.
successful. So yeah, it's really good. There's so
Yeah.
much that we can help other people do because people are, they don't have the right, maybe they might not have the right alignment or where they're going, and, be able to find what they're looking for.
Absolutely. I agree with that one.
great. So, Sophie, do you have any other questions for Ron?
No, Ron. Any other words you'd like to share?
No, I'm really, like I said, I really appreciate you guys asking me to share. And I really, this is my way of giving back. This is another, just like that golden rule. I love giving back, and, I do it all over my life. Anywhere I can, I like to help people. So I
Yeah, because I
appreciate
know
you
on the
guys.
side you're a professional speaker too.
Oh yeah. Right.
Right. Something else you have under your belt, but you're really good at that. So we all know that. That's why your presence is very welcoming.
Thank you.
Definitely. Okay, then. Well, thank you, Ron. We really appreciate you taking the time out to share, some information on yourself and business and, how to help others. Courtney?
And with that, I'd like to let you know if you have any questions for Ron, please leave them in the comments down below and we'll make sure Ron gets to them. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you have any other suggestions that you would like to see in this videos that we put out, please leave a comment below and we will definitely get to them. So with that, please subscribe. That helps us and it lets us know that we are bringing value to you guys. So with that, take care, have a great day, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.
See you later. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye.